Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And Shalom to the brothers in work concerning truth. I got this article in the mail. Basically covering what's going on in Austria, which is the first in Europe at least of a lockdown, just for those who ain't got the yab. But it's looking to be a wave, because that's generally how Europe runs, and it's because of the way people move around as well. They'll just say like, oh, we don't want to risk getting this getting it spread into us, so we're gonna join in. They'll basically take on a group strategy. So Austria bans 2 million UNYAB citizens from leaving home. A new sea lockdown is rolled out nationwide, affecting more than 20% of the population after angry anti-lockdown clashes in Holland. And then, surprise, surprise, it's being directed at those who ain't got the yab, because that's that's how the game's being played now. Basically, make it what it's making it not just saying like, well, you don't have to take it, but you ain't gonna be able to do shit otherwise. And it's been leaning this way for a little long while still. And I think they're just the first to execute it. Because I think there might be similar things happening in what the fuck is it called? In Australia, but I think it's only in certain they don't call them states. Like I think it's only in certain sections. I don't know what it would be. What counties? Probably. The Austrian government has ordered a nationwide lockdown for the UNYAB people in the effort to slow the spread of C-19 in the country. Chancellor Alexander Schallenberg today confirmed that millions of citizens would be placed into lockdown from tomorrow amid a worrying trend in infections. The move will affect about 2 million people in a country of 8.9 million. Prohibits unyabbed individuals from leaving their homes except for basic activities such as working, grocery shopping, or getting yabbed. So it's they're pushing it like that. That's how so Esau does. Basically saying like, well, because especially as well with the way it was pushed, like, oh, we're definitely never gonna lock down again, kind of thing. Is how they were like, oh, with the yab now that's been put away. With people, what you call it? People having absolutely no desire whatsoever to go back into lockdown. They're gonna jump on it. So this is what it will not apply to children under the age of 12 because they cannot yet officially get yabbed. It comes after hundreds of Dutch protesters had a water cannon turned on them by police last night after they objected to the partial return of the lockdown introduced by the Netherlands Prime Minister Mark Rutte. Earlier today, hundreds of people descended upon the streets of Bauhausplatz in Vienna during an anti-Yab rally. And yeah, as people are still resisting hella. Funny as hell. Protesters held placards in hands reading "No compulsory Yab." As they walk through the streets, and it's like, technically it's not compulsory, but it's more or less saying like, hey, look, you're just barely gonna be able to get by. You ain't gonna be able to do anything other than, eat, sleep, work, and and shit. That's all you're gonna be doing. Everything else will be denied to you. So it's basically compulsory. So what on Sunday, Mr. Schallenberg told reporters in Vienna, "It's our job as a government of Austria to protect the people. Therefore, we decided that starting Monday, there will be a lockdown for unyabbed. The lockdown will initially last for 10 days, and police have been asked to check people outside to make sure they're yabbed," Mr. Schallenberg said. Austria has one of the lowest yab rates in Western Europe, with only around 65% fully yabbed. In recent weeks, countries face a worrying trend in infections and reported 11,000 new cases on Sunday. A week ago, there were 8,500. So yeah, that's and 10 days. It's like pretty much all of these lockdowns will say like, it was like, it'll be 10 days, it'll be 2 weeks. They'll say like it was 2 weeks. It's like, 2 weeks just to see, just to stop it spreading. And then it got extended and extended and extended and extended and extended. And then before you know it, shit was happening for like a year. So last okay. The 7-day infection rate stands at 775 by new cases per 100,000. In comparison, the rate is 289 in Germany, which has already sounded the alarm over rising numbers. Last night, the streets in the Netherlands were deserted as a new government rule dictates all restaurants and bars close their doors for trade at 8 p.m. So yeah, these rules are coming into force. And that's the thing is, people are gonna get antsy because if they're not capable of doing certain things, they're gonna get antsy. And basically jump in and just be like, "Yo, just do the thing, fam." Because that's where people start losing their minds, man. So it says what? So restaurants, bars, and all nightlife have so it says what? Leaving many streets around the country that is normally, but okay, bustling time for nightlife. And it's there's what do you call it? That resistance still happening. And that's the thing, is this is something that will get less resistance when it's, first implemented. But then as, the bounds of it expanded, because they can go from just saying like, oh, it's only for those that got a yab, to going, okay, we're just gonna spread it to everyone now, or something to that effect, or just layer on and say, okay, you know what, layer on more as time goes by. It's the same with last time when, and like it says, oh, it's only meant to be 10 days. So, oh, they're just complaining because I'll stay home for 10 days. Nah, but that's the thing, is that's how it's starting, and then as it goes further down the line, you see where it will get to, and because that's how it always goes, and that's how Esau's been moving from when this opportunity arose, gradualism, to where over time more and more gets added, and that just becomes accepted as complete, as what should be expected. Because people mention lockdown now, it's gonna be it's gonna go through, especially because legally it's like people ain't resisting it. They're not using like Esau's so-called laws to try and be like, hey, this is unconstitutional or whatever, because that's just been thrown in the bin. And from when it's been thrown in the bin, it's done. That shit's in the dumpster, man, rotting. And that's that's the real worth of of all these so-called freedoms of the West. They run, it was a fun time for a while, but what? Now the elites are basically looking to bring in their new world order. All of that's going in the bin. They're basically getting people's minds prepped and thinking, clued into what? Ready to bend to the will of the elites whenever they apply it, push it over the people. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because that you have but a short time. Yeah. Esau's coming out with that wrath, man, coming out with force. Because why? He's looking to push in his new world order. He's basically been breaking down the people to the point where, when he's pushing out things like the mark, the charagma, getting a never-ending lockdown in, getting people basically bowing to whatever comes from the top, then that's, he's not taking his time, because it's already been shut. It's already become clear. People are broken, man. People are ready to accept anything just for some small portion of ease they can now find. Being able to go out for 1-2 drinks and blast music and rave out somewhere and lose their minds, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom.